I will tell you another one that we had that this has been, it was a really great experience. I had a client with several autoimmune disorders, and so we do have an autoimmune IV. And it was so great to see her go from, I would have started her out a couple of IVs a week, but finances doesn't always allow that for everyone. But she started out with an IV a week for about 4 weeks, and you see her steadily go less and less and less and have less flare-ups. And I haven't seen her in about 7 weeks now, and she's doing great.
Wow.
So that's amazing to know that, you can help somebody who is going to be bedbound for 3 days because they're having a horrible flare-up, and you can go and give them an IV and help reduce their flare-ups and let them get up and out and about. I mean, that's really where it's at for me too. You know?
No doubt. Like you're
really, truly helping people.
Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to the Healthy Herd, Health Conscious Living by Design. We're here in my humble abode. I don't even know what abode is, but I just said it. But today's guest is Becky Koberg. Becky Koberg is a co-owner of Elevated Wellness Mobile IV Therapy. Becky's career has been defined by a passion for helping others. As a bedside nurse, she spent years caring for patients in the medical and surgical ICU, honing her skills in critical care and patient support. But Becky's drive to make a difference didn't stop there. She transitioned into medical sales, where she worked for major companies like Kimberly-Clark and specialized as a surgical device representative for spinal implants. Her dedication to serving others and providing the best possible care led her to pursue a career in aesthetics and IV therapy. Over the past 5 years, Becky has been devoted to opening doors for others to receive exceptional care. She has helped to open 2 clinics and provided in-home private care IV therapy, always striving to provide the utmost attention to her clients' needs. Now Becky's excited to announce the fulfillment of a lifelong dream, the opening of Elevated Wellness IV Therapy, mobile IV therapy in Frisco, Texas. This new venture will allow her to continue providing top quality care to her clients with an even greater degree of personalized attention and compassion. With Elevated Wellness, Becky aims to inspire and support those who share in her passion for helping others, providing an uplifting and empowering environment for all. We look forward to learning how Becky Koberg educates her clients on the importance of being deliberate in living a health-conscious life by incorporating IV therapy into their lives. Becky, it's good to have you in my home. What are you doing in my home?
Thank you for that amazing introduction. I appreciate that.
For sure. It's been great. We've known each other for a long time. We didn't know. We just kind of in passing at Cowboys Fit, working out, training. We always have mutual respect and admiration for our dedication to health and wellness, right?
Absolutely. So it's nice to kind of get to know what you did, and then once we kind of figured out what I did too, and put 2 and 2 together, and here we are. Yeah,
it's so cool because we have mutual respect and admiration for we work, but we never know what their story is, right? And then when you started sharing a piece of what you do, I said, man, this is a great opportunity to incorporate incorporate health and wellness, and incorporate you into the Healthy Herd, Health Conscious Living by Design podcast. And it's great to have you in the home. Today, you're here to do what?
So I'm here. I'm going to do. I wanted you to be able to speak from experience. So I wanted you to have a full IV and maybe an injection later as well, and we can kind of go into what those are. But so today we're going to do what we call the Redemption IV. It's a great post-workout, great for muscle recovery, and I can kind of walk you guys through what I do there. But the great thing is we're mobile. So we come to you, whether you're in from out of town and you're at a hotel, you're at your office and you can't get away. I mean, we just infuse right there as you keep working, or we come to your home. Some people just are so sick they don't want to get out of bed, so they just stay there, and I just wherever you need.
Wow.
I infused somebody by the pool the other day.
Oh, really? Wow.
So, we can anywhere, as long as I can get to your arm, we can set you up. But I really love it. It's been such a joy to do. But I'm excited to do this for you and let you feel the effects of everything that we're going to infuse for you today. So another great thing is I do bring everything, and I draw everything up in person. So we don't do pre-mixed. So we do a lot of custom IVs as well. So it's great because I can get to the person's house and say, oh no, well we want to add some B complex in there, or I want, this or that. And it's easy to add to it,
Yeah.
So a lot of custom IVs, and then we have a lot of, preset IVs that we have a certain formula where everything's kind of there, and we just know, and people can go and pick online what they like. But for today, we'll do the Redemption IV for a good post-workout muscle recovery for you.
Yeah, awesome. Well, I'm looking forward to it. I'm so happy. This is an unconventional experience for me.
Yeah.
This is probably the cleanest you'll see my apartment.
Okay. Good to know. I'll make sure I schedule before I come over.
Yeah, I'll be like, I just kept it. It's like, wow, man, you really cleaned up really nice in there. Anyways, okay, well, let's get this thing started.
Let's do it.
All right, I'm gonna keep you mic'd up, and I'll ask you a couple of questions as we go through things. Okay.
All right. So I'm just going to have you sit back. I'll get gloved up, and as you can see, we've already got our IV pull, and we have our IV fluids on here. We're using lactated ringers today. I've already spiked my bag and primed my tubing there, so that just makes sure we kind of get all the little air out of the line. So what I start out doing is I'll usually set out everything that we're going to infuse, and I always like to just clean the top of everything, make sure everything's nice and sterile. And I did, just to keep things a little shorter and tidier, I did go ahead and put my needles on with everything. So the first thing I'm going to draw up is our vitamin C. I do large doses of vitamin C because why not, right? A lot of places, I think we'll do, around 5 at the most, sometimes 10. Really, your body can take anywhere up to 25,000 milligrams of vitamin C before you need a blood test to see if you can tolerate any higher.
Wow.
So on 90% of my IVs that include vitamin C, I am doing 10,000 milligrams of vitamin C. So really high dose of vitamin C. This is a great for immune support, great if you're sick. I have a lot of clients that come in that have just not been feeling well, and they're run down, and they've waited 2-3 days of feeling awful. So, I'm like, call me day 1 and we'll be better, and you don't have to sit here for 3 days, because this really does the trick. And I found that, around 10,000 milligrams of vitamin C has really improved even like my worst case, flu scenarios. So the next thing that I'm going to put in here is going to be your B complex. So B complex, you got B1, B2, B3, B5, B6. So with these are also, immune boosting, and also great for giving you a little bit of energy there. So as you'll see here, now we're going to change our color a little bit, and it's going to look like a real IV now. Everything else that I'm going to give you, I will do via an IV push through one of the ports there, but I'll go ahead and draw everything up. I do want to give you some glutathione. So the glutathione is a great antioxidant. It really cleanses out the liver, and it's just really the biggest, baddest detox out there. So, and I do pretty high dose on my glutathione as well. So I'll do 1,000 milligrams of the glutathione. And then next I'm going to take your amino blend and mineral blend. So this is the amino blend and the mineral blend are the two things that are really great for your muscle recovery. So what they do is they actually convert into nitrous oxide and dilate the blood vessels, and they're helping to get more oxygen to your muscles. So for this, we'll mix those two together with a little sterile water, and then we'll just do a push in your IV port. So, and I'll kind of walk you through that as we do that. Another thing I like to give you with this one is a little B12. Nice. B12 is great for energy, and I go high dose on this as well. I do 5,000 micrograms on my B12. And so I'll have all these set aside, and what we'll do is we'll go ahead and get your IV started, take a set of vitals, and then we'll get you hooked up.
Okay, let's do it.
Okay. All right. have you slide your arm in now, make it a little faster for us. If I can get past these biceps now, I don't know. Okay, just sit real still for that.
I bet you say that to everybody.
Oh, no, just you, Rush, just you. I'll get your temperature.
Okay.
97.6 on your temp.
All right. So far, so good.
So far, so good. 97.6. And we will get your oxygen saturation. I'll take one of your fingers.
Okay.
We'll give it just a second on that, and it should pull up. You're not breathing. No, I'm just kidding.
No, for real. Well, I do have a tendency to stop breathing sometimes.
No, it'll pick up. Sometimes it just takes a few minutes.
I think I have one of these. This one.
Okay, 152/91. So you are a little high there on your pressure.
Okay.
Heart rate 87. Good on that. And we're still waiting on that pulse up. So I'll pull this up. Okay. So a lot of things we do look for, if the pressure is too high, then we will not infuse, because just giving you the fluids will make your pressure go up for a little bit. Not a permanent thing, but it is temporary. So, but you're not too high to be concerned about that.
Perfect.
Okay, so if that little guy's going to pick up or not. Now, the fun part for me, maybe not you, but me.
Is this the fun part?
This is my fun part, yeah. Sticking you with the needle. So IVs are kind of my thing. When I worked in the ICU, I was actually part of an IV team. So when nurses on the floor weren't able to get an IV and a patient, they would call us.
Yeah.
And we would go down to the floor and start IVs. 96 on your oxygen there.
Okay.
Okay, a little stir. And you are in.
Perfect.
Ready to rock and roll.
Awesome.
So we do all of these IVs just to gravity. You can really take it wide open. Mm-hmm. Everybody infuses at a different pace, really. So you'll be here for anywhere from 30 to 45 minutes.
Yeah.
And that's about typical. Some people go a little bit longer if I have to do a smaller gauge IV.
Yeah. And
they just have tiny vessels. So it really just depends on the patient and the veins, but you've got good veins. So for the glutathione, this goes over a slow IV push over about 5 minutes.
Okay.
Sometimes people can feel a little tightness in their chest or get nauseous with it. I've never had that issue, but I always like to give my clients a heads up on that.
Okay.
In case you feel that. And all I do is slow down and it will be gone immediately. So
okay.
No issues there, but I'll just kind of time that. Anywhere from 3 to 5 minutes.
So what made you transition from medical cells to IV therapy?
Well, I worked at a clinic over in Trophy Club, and we were doing a lot of stem cell therapy. I was kind of running their aesthetic department there. So hair restoration, facial rejuvenation, sexual wellness, and IV therapy as well. And so I really started enjoying doing the IV therapy. And when COVID hit, I got what I call mom envy, because I was working and my kids were home. And so I ended up quitting my job and staying home with my kids, because there was somebody else essentially raising my kids, and I wanted to be there.
Yeah.
And so I quit my job and I stayed home, and I actually picked up a private client in the interim who had Lyme. So I infused her about anywhere from 1 to 3 days a week. I really loved it. And I actually said one day, I said, I don't know what I want to be when I grow up, kind of joking around with her.
Yeah.
And she said, Becky, why don't you start your own mobile IV therapy company. She was like, "You're so great at it." And I said, "That's a genius idea." And literally within 6 months we had launched.
Wow.
So I'm super grateful for her and her, belief in me and just, it was a hard road. I tell you, starting a company is hard.
Yeah, it is hard.
And I have a wonderful medical director that's very involved. So I love that part. They're typically not as involved, but he's very involved and always able to be reached. So it's nice to have somebody that's that supportive.
What role does IV therapy play in the overall health and wellness, would you say?
Overall health and wellness. I would say the one thing about IV therapy. So everything that basically everything that I'm giving you is something you orally ingest or your body naturally produces.
Oh,
okay. But the vitamins that people are taking on a day-to-day basis, your body is only absorbing about 40% of that. So with IV therapy, you're getting 100% absorption of everything that they're giving you.
Yeah.
So it's just a great maintenance thing, just to keep your body on track and keep you away from illnesses. And then especially for athletes, really to be able to keep your muscles, help your muscles recover quickly.
Yeah.
This is the B12. So this is the 5,000 of B12. Normally you see it go in through the glute. We do have an IV form, and I love the IV form. So I tend to use this one, but we do offer both. And then I will do the amino and mineral blend here. And this is another just kind of slow push. So the reason that I am pushing some things and not everything goes in the bag is you're only allowed to mix so many things in a bag before you're considered a compounding pharmacy. So.
Oh, really? Oh, okay.
Yes.
That was what I was going to ask you. Yeah.
There's ways to do it to be legal.
Yeah.
So
like for somebody like me, I know you texted me, say, hey, well, which one do you want? I was like, I don't know. Like, how do you approach tailoring an IV, IV therapy with somebody,
It's really all based on the client, right?
Yeah.
So I usually go in, like with my people that are coming in saying, hey, I haven't felt well, or I'm really dehydrated. My clients that are sick and have either tested positive for something or are just 5 days in and they can't shake it, stomach bugs, whatever. I always recommend the immune boost. So that's high dose vitamin C, B complex. You're getting zinc in there too, which is immune defense. Yeah. And then for my people who want just the IVs for lifestyle and maintenance, I recommend, typically a Myers. That's kind of your one-hit wonder. You kind of get everything wrapped in one.
Yeah.
And then if I have clients who want that, but they also are big athletes and work out a lot, then we'll do the amino and mineral blend added on to that. So
Gotcha.
A lot of it, like I said, they end up turning into custom IVs because I get there and they say, oh, well, I want this, but I want to add this too. So I'm like, okay, yeah, no problem. So, and a lot of times I just end up doing, an IV push.
Yeah.
With that.
Yeah, like with me, I knew, I was like, man, I could use probably, the way I work out, I do a lot of strenuous stuff, right? So I was like, man, maybe recovery, it may be something I need to have, that I haven't been really honing in on, because I work out really hard and I take a day off or two sometimes in between from my workouts,
Do you get really sore with your workouts?
Yeah, I feel body inflammation for sure, and soreness, for sure.
So we have a great injection. It's called an athletic performance injection.
Yeah.
And you can really do it prior or after your workout.
Yeah.
I like to do them before because you have your B complex and your B12 in there, along with your amino acids and taurine. So it's just great for muscle recovery. And it also gives you that really good boost of energy. So, it's one of my favorite injections that we do.
Yeah, I mean, that's the one we were talking about, right? Yeah, I want to try. Yeah, I want to try.
Yeah, we'll do that for you one day too. I want you to feel the difference between. So this is a full hydration and the works, but not everybody has time to sit for an hour or can really schedule this. Hey, before I go in for my workout or after I go in for my workout, let me schedule an hour. And if they do, great. But if somebody just needs something quick, we have injections that can help with that as well.
This is like, for me, that's what I was saying. I was like, man, I probably need this more than I actually realize, you know? Like, I think you do it, like a lot of people, they'll do it like when they don't, we probably are a little late on it, right? Like late on
with it, when it comes to illness, yes. A
Yeah.
lot of people do it when it's late.
there,
and,
yeah.
and they start feeling so good.
Yeah.
Or even for travel. So, when people travel and just the jet lag, we have a great IV for that. That one actually we haven't even launched yet, but I've done it for several clients. But that will be coming up next on our website as far as the IV services go. So, and then now we wait. All right.
We'll have a see. We'll continue. We'll finish this. We'll do an interview. We'll do this whole interview.
Okay.
Like what? Okay, so you went from medical sales, and then that's an interesting story. How you're saying that, like somebody, you went and you were helping somebody out, and they inspired you to say, hey, this is not a bad idea. So how long have you been doing this now?
IV therapy for 5 years. This company has been open for 7 months. We
Okay.
launched about 7 months ago.
Okay. It's how are you seeing a big push in client wise?
Yeah, I am. It's been a lot of my clients are all referral.
Okay.
So I personally love it that way. It's just a different type of clientele when it's a referral based system.
Yeah.
And I've thought about different kind of advertising and things, and that may come later down the road. But for right now, it's great because everybody kind of is affiliated, and it feels safe for me too.
Yeah, somebody that knows somebody that
Yes.
knows somebody, right? Like, and that kind of says it's a community, right? And this is especially with Frisco, it's such a community-based, health and wellness. It seems like it's a high priority for a lot of people, right?
It's everywhere, and you do see a lot of these, and not a lot that are mobile.
Yeah.
So I love the fact that we are only mobile. And everybody says, oh, do you have a van? I said, no, I come inside your house.
Yeah, I know, that's cool. I was
you don't even have to come out of your front door.
Yeah, that's so cool. I was like, you come over. I was like, okay, let's do this. Like, this is new for me, and I went to a place before, but this time this is different for sure.
Well, my whole take on that is, especially, if you're not feeling well, who wants to get up and go drive somewhere?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
So it's great for that.
I know. I was out there a few minutes ago, and there's that hotel right next door, Canopy or whatever, and I saw this like office, and it was a mobile office. Like somebody was driving this mobile, like an office.
Really?
Yeah. Like it was like a seat. They had windows, and it had a whole office in there.
There's so many like robots running around here now. I'm just like can't keep up with what's going on.
So, what is this age specific? Like, do you care? You have a limitation on what?
We do have a limitation. So we are adults only. So
Okay.
18 and older.
Okay.
So if someone were younger and maybe they had the weight and height of an adult, then that would be something that Dr. Hollabaugh would have to review and see if that's okay, and then we would just get the parents to consent. But we really try to stay away from that.
Yeah. How do you prioritize patient safety and comfort in your practice? Like, I know you're here. I mean, how more comfortable can we get, right? I like to do a special button. We could.
Right. Well, I mean, a lot of people ask me too, like, how do you protect yourself? Because if I do have, flu and COVID patients,
Yeah. That's a good question. Yeah.
I'm very concerned and want to keep all my patients healthy, especially, somebody's coming in who's not sick. They don't want me coming in getting them sick. So, I take a lot of pride in keeping everything sterile. And with my sick clients, I'm constantly changing my gloves. I always wipe everything down. And then I, mask up for those that I know are ill, even if we don't know if they've tested positive for anything or not. But I do wear the N95 mask for clients that are actively sick.
Yeah.
And then I also will make them either my last client of the day or make them to where I can actually go home, change scrubs, and
gotcha.
shower.
Yeah.
So that I know there's no way that I'm spreading anything to anyone.
Yeah.
So I'm super cautious about that. And if I know I've been around like COVID or flu, I'll do the same IV. Well, I do the immune boost on myself.
Yeah.
That
Okay.
evening,
Oh, okay.
just to make sure everything's good.
Like, that would be, sure, you're around a lot of people, so you have to be, and you have to be safe for your own safety, I guess, too, right?
Yeah, for my own and my kids and my family, and but more so, for my clients, because some of this is a concierge service, it's, and people are doing it for well-being a lot. So you can't walk into these people's homes and bring stuff to their homes. It's not a good look.
Is there some kind of like, do you have to keep up to date with keep up to date with like the I guess like you go to like I'm trying to figure out how to say this. It's like where you have to keep up to date with
like pharmacy regulations and stuff like that.
Yeah, like you have to go, you know what I'm saying? Like you have to meet certain criteria or go attend this certification or something, or get recertified or anything like that.
Well, for my nursing license, it's every 2-year renewal.
Okay, yeah.
And then I have to do a certain amount of continuing hours of education for that. So, and before, I felt pretty confident about IV therapy and well versed on it. But I did actually take a 50-hour course on specifically IV therapy before I started this company. So it was really important to me that I really felt like I could answer any question that my clients threw out there.
Yeah,
so,
for sure.
So that's really important to me just personally. So all of my continuing education from this point forward for my nursing license will be something related to IV therapy. So
yeah, that's so cool. Now it's like really you're kind of evolving from a nurse, from a
nurse to a business owner now, and it's not something that I ever thought I would do, but I can tell you I love it.
That's so cool. Yeah. And this is like the perfect community for that too, because like I said, there's a lot of health conscious minds around here, that make a deliberate effort to incorporate certain things into their lives. So that's so cool, right?
Yeah, it is.
What do you see like? How do you see like IV therapy? What are there any advancements that you're reading about? Like,
the kind of, I think the newest thing out there really is going to be the NAD. It's the nicotinamide dinucleotide. That's why they say NAD.
I'm like,
but
what is that?
it's true cell regeneration, and they're doing a study right now with Alzheimer's patients. That's not something that we can say here's a fact, that it helps with this, but it helps decrease brain fog, it increases mental clarity, and it's actually used for anti-aging as well. So it's kind of all the things, as we age. So as we age, your levels decline around the age of 50, unless you're, doing things to kind of damage your body, drinking, smoking, have other illnesses or whatever, then those levels decline even faster. So the NAD infusions are I think going to be kind of the newest, biggest thing, and we do provide those. Another great thing is you can do an injection with them. You can do an IV with them, and they are also used for recovery from drugs and alcohol. So it's about a 7 to 10 day infusion, very long infusions, 6 and 8 hour infusions every single day, and it helps really curb the side effects of like the withdrawals. So it's wonderful for that. I just in my mind, I really do feel like it's going to be the next really big thing that people are going to start doing more frequently. Yeah,
really. Wow, I have to do some research on that so I can learn about it a little bit more. Especially because I do a lot of work with the veteran community. I have a podcast called The Unfinished Business, a podcast for veterans pursuing new life missions, and incorporating IV therapy seems like just get veterans into a health conscious mindset where they invest in themselves with this IV, because it is an investment. You agree?
Is.
Yeah, it's like, hey, am I worth this?
Yeah,
right. You have to ask yourself.
And that's what you think what people will invest.
In other
they'll
things,
go buy $1,200 shoes, but they don't want to spend $200, $250 on an IV.
Yeah.
So
and that might take you down for a 3 weeks or something,
Yeah.
whatever, right?
Yeah.
How long does it? Yeah, that kind of guesses bring this. How long would this particular? Which one is this called again?
So this is the redemption.
The redemption. How long will this one last? You say?
So all of it really kind of hangs around in your body for about 2 or 3 days.
Okay.
So 3 days is about the max. And that's why a lot of times I say for my people traveling, do it the day before you travel or do it the day you get home from traveling. But that way you have, I personally prefer to do them before I travel because then you have that immune support while you're, on the plane and all of that. So.
Yeah. Do some of these like for women, like does it, is there collagen? I don't know the things that women do. With IV, is there something like where hair growth or hair strengthening?
We do. We have one that is it's called the Allure IV, and it's our beauty IV.
Okay.
And it's a lot of antioxidants like the vitamin C, which is an antioxidant, the glutathione, and then we add biotin to that as well. So that biotin is really good for hair, skin, nails.
There you go. See, I didn't know that the terminology.
Yeah.
I was like, some for women, because I would think that would, there are something with this that would help, the anti-aging kind of formulas.
Yes, the NAD is really, if you're going for anti-aging, the NAD is really where it's at.
Yeah. I didn't get to meet Dr. Eric, what's his last name?
Hollabach.
I didn't get to meet him today. Tell me a little bit about him.
So he is a Mohs surgeon.
Okay. Is he your partner?
Yes, we're 50-50 owners in the company.
Okay.
And he, so Mohs surgeon is a skin cancer surgeon, and he has a practice over at Plano Dermatology.
Okay.
And has been there for quite a while. He's only operating about 2 days a week now, so he's kind of phasing out to retirement.
Yeah.
And just very high energy and, go-getter. And I had known him for about 7 years. And crazy enough, when I started thinking of this company, when you're friends with someone, you don't want to bug them about business stuff, right?
Yeah.
So I never really even thought about him as being a business partner for me. I had another doctor that I had in mind, and I actually met with a guy in Houston, and we had talked about franchising, and there were just a couple of things that didn't really fit for me because the medical director was a little farther away than I felt comfortable with for just liability reasons. And it was so random. I was really torn on, do I go with my doctor over, here that I had? Do I franchise? What is the right way? I really want something that's mine.
Yeah.
And I randomly got a phone call with him, and he said, "Hey, do you want to start a mobile IV company with me?" And I was like, okay, hold on. Are you reading my brain right now? Or I said, did I mention that to you? Because I've been researching this for 3 months now, trying to determine which route that I'm going and what I'm going to do. And he was like, yeah, you mentioned it in passing, but I didn't know you were this serious about it. I was like, I am dead serious about it.
Wow.
And so from that point on, I want to say, so I had been researching, I think from that point on, we literally were website design, everything from day to launch, it was 3 months.
Wow.
I mean, we hit it hard and fast, and we launched. Yeah, so it was great, and he's been such a pleasure to work with.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's like, those are kind of things like the magic moments, right? Like you're like, fate. Like when you're thinking about something and a pizza shows up.
I know.
I didn't order this. I was kidding.
That'd be great right now.
Exactly, right.
But I mean, it was just it was something that you just knew he's meant to be my business partner. You know.
Yeah.
So it was just divine intervention and. No more struggling for me, which way to go. So
now, okay. So this is the plan right now, right? Now, what's next for you? What do you see as the stage of growth? Your next.
So I'm at a place now where I need to hire another nurse.
Okay.
Especially for some weekend coverage and things like that, which is exactly I have timelines for everything that I wanted to do.
Yeah.
I wanted to hire another nurse at 6 months. We're at 7 months, so.
Okay.
Month behind where I wanted to be there. And then we wanted to start adding aesthetics on. So we have done that. Now, as of last week, we launched our aesthetic line. So we'll be offering Botox and fillers. I know that's, kind of, not necessarily health and wellness, but it is
Yeah.
along the beauty side for everything.
Yeah.
And although it's big around here as
Yeah.
well. So, which is always nice because
Mobile? It'll be mobile too?
it's all mobile.
Wow, that's
so,
crazy.
I mean, who wants to go into the office and come out with all the sticks and
Yeah. We'll have to try that
And
here
look-
sometime. I'll be like, let's do it.
Oh yeah, I'll get your lips next time I come over.
People be like, well, man, your lips got big. Just kidding. We'll figure it out. No, for real. Like I don't know what Botox, how they do it, but it'd be kind of funny if I just kicked it back.
Hey,
Yeah.
you might don't knock it till you try.
Yeah,
it, right?
for sure. You never know. I'll be like, man, I look pretty good right now.
Yeah. So the aesthetic line was something that we've been really looking forward to, and we'll start adding more things to that as well. And then as far, down the road, a couple years, 3 years, maybe down the road, talk about franchising.
Yeah. That's the way to do it,
So I need it to be perfect before I can let it go,
Yeah.
and let somebody else, because I want it to be ran a certain way.
Yeah,
And
fine-tuned machine.
I want
right?
it. I want everything fine-tuned where there's
Processes
no
are in place.
questions.
Yeah, systematic.
So, and we're there. Excuse me. We're there, but I still I want it to be running a little.
You get more
volume before I consider that as well. So.
Yeah, because I mean that makes a lot of sense. That's exciting, It must be, like you're becoming, it's like entrepreneur, and then
Like,
you're
who
business
knew?
owner, but then you'll be like, franchise owner,
Yeah.
the stage, and that's exciting for you. I'm so happy for you. I'm happy to know that about you now,
Yeah.
You always see people and you see something really special in them, we've been friends, we've been acquainted with each other for some time now, a couple of years. I don't even know, maybe more than that.
Yeah, I think more than that.
Yeah, probably more than that. No, pre-COVID for sure.
Yeah.
And that's been it'd be way before that.
Yeah.
So, but just being, what do they say, cordial with each other and saying hi, and now we're sitting here, just sitting in my living room, shooting me up, and that's so.
Shoot me up. I like that term.
Shoot me up, and
Shoot me up.
and you made me clean my apartment.
Well, if you ever need it clean for something, just book an IV.
Yeah, exactly. No, but no, that's exciting, to know your story in that capacity, because this is really what it's about. At the end of the day, I get to meet people where they're at in their life, and they get to share what they're passionate and in their mission, their passion, and their purpose, right? Mm-hmm. And how you're living your life deliberately to help advance other people and leading them down that path of health and wellness too.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah,
So,
I've really enjoyed it. It's been such a blessing. Like I never knew or thought I could do something like this, but it's.
Yeah.
I've loved. I won't say every second of it, because there's been some hard times, but it's really. I'm finally at a place where I don't feel like I'm working, and that's the goal, right?
You're creating.
I just love what I do.
And you're creating that's the biggest part, right? God says we should be creators, and for you, it's like you're creating experience. You're creating experiences and opportunities for other people to tap into their own. Their own wellness. That's amazing. You're creating opportunities now, job opportunities.
I will tell you another one that we had that this has been. It was a really great experience. I had a client with several autoimmune disorders, and so we do have an autoimmune IV, and it was so great to see her go from. I would have started her out a couple of IVs a week, but finances doesn't always allow that for everyone.
Yeah.
But she started out with an IV a week for about 4 weeks, and you see her steadily go less and less and less and have less flare-ups. And I haven't seen her in about 7 weeks now, and she's doing great.
Wow.
So that's amazing to know that, you can help somebody who is going to be bedbound for 3 days because they're having a horrible flare-up, and you can go and give them an IV and help reduce their flare-ups and let them get up and out and about. I mean, that's really where it's at for me too. You know?
No doubt. Like you're
really truly helping people. So.
And some of that stuff is having someone believe in them too, right? Like you're there to believe in them too, right?
Yeah.
So they get that one person that's pushing them and just supporting them and believing in their health and wellness, right? Because you can get that patient, like patient mindset, you know.
Oh yeah, I totally understand that.
Yeah, but yeah, so that's half the battle too, you know. Sometimes even your own emotions will keep you that way.
Well, you are almost done.
Man, I must like these.
You have those
I must have been
nice
starving
big-
for this.
those nice big veins. That helps.
That's what it is, right?
So what I normally do at the end of my IVs, I don't like to waste.
Yeah.
And I feel like this is kind of like
Drink it?
liquid gold here, right? Yes. I'm going to have you drink the rest of it. So I will actually take the bag and kind of squeeze everything out and try to get that last little drop in so we're not wasting.
Yeah, that's the waste.
It is. It's too much to waste for me.
Yeah. Yeah, I would love to sit down with Dr. Eric for sure and get to know him as well. He'd be really great.
Yeah, and he is a wealth of information as well. So. Okay, so I'm just gonna cut this off there. We're gonna take one of these gauze and just make sure. I like to wrap really tight so that my clients don't bleed.
Okay.
I'm sorry, bruise. Obviously we don't want you bleeding, but bruising. Bruising is important for me too because it's a concierge service for a lot of people, right? So they don't want to walk out of here and have a big bruise and have to explain why they have this big bruise on their arm, right?
Yeah.
If I can get through here, let me grab some scissors.
Yeah, 45 minutes went fast, didn't it?
It did. It may have been less than that infusing. All right, these things get so tangled and then you can't ever figure out where the end of them is, so I'll just waste that.
All right, guys, we're wrapping up with this Healthy Herd, Health Conscious Living by Design with our special guest, Becky Koberg. Becky, it was a pleasure to have you in my home and get to experience this. You know, I really appreciate it. I really learned a lot about you in this process. You know, like we said, we just mutually acquainted to working out in the same place and stuff like that, and learned about the joy and passion you have in this field and how you've transcended your expertise as a nurse into becoming an entrepreneur, business owner in the health and wellness field. And the other part too is you're actually, you are creating experiences. We talked about that today, about how you're creating experiences for other people to be a part of the health and wellness drive and living their life deliberately and having a health conscious mind. So it's a pleasure to have you here today, and I just want you to know that.
Thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, at 2, who would have thought Becky working out at the gym with the 2-pound weights? No, I'm just kidding.
Hey, you've seen me with more than that.
Yes. The 2-pound weights is such a dynamic force. No, she actually can curl a lot more than that. But she's not surprised. Surprised but not surprised. And thank you very much. I appreciate you, and we look forward to having you on another series where we get to experience the athletic performance one that I'm really excited about too. This one was really great for me too because you have to know when your body needs it, right?
Absolutely.
You gotta say, I know my body probably needs this, so you might as well take it in. And okay.
Well, thank you so much. I appreciate you.
You're welcome. Guys, as I always say, have peace and light in you. Remember that the ocean refuses no rivers. Perfect.
Love it.